Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Doom. So now we are here and I think this is Toxin Refinery, right? Picked up 4 shotgun shells. Yep, Toxin Refinery. Okay. So here we are in Toxin Refinery. And this is an interesting level for a couple of reasons. For one, it's just kind of a cool level. And hold on a second. So this is gonna drive me insane. I forgot to change that. Anyway. So this is an interesting level for a couple of reasons. One reason we'll actually see later, but yeah, that's really all I can say is if you played Doom before, this version or the old school Doom, you know what that is. There, not a boss, not anything like that. No, that'd be too interesting. But it is a little cool. That was awesome. Something I love about Doom. I love when that kind of thing happens. Blood and guts go everywhere. Oh, I can't believe I didn't kill him. Bullshit. So, this is actually a window. Yeah, we're just gonna let that sit there for a minute. We're actually gonna come back to the other area here where that zombie man was. Come on, open up, thank you. So something I haven't mentioned yet too, I'm thinking for right now, we're going to try and accomplish about 2 levels per episode, at least until we get into super long and difficult stuff. That's going to take, you know, a lot more time, maybe closer to 5 or 10 minutes per level, just depending on how good we do. Because Doom, especially in the half of Doom 2, can get really confusing on top of being tough. So yeah, that is something for right now. We're just gonna see how that goes, but my goal is 2 levels per episode. And actually, at the time of this filming, I've actually made a couple videos recently, Doom 2016, and Super Mario Dream World. They've all been closer to like 8 minutes. I think even the Resident Evil 4 video going up tonight is. Yeah, sorry about that. I usually try and aim for at least 10 minutes, but in some of these cases it's just been, you know, a little bit difficult. And, or some cases too, I've had to, you know, get going, not have a lot of time, so I figure 8 minutes is kind of my bare minimum I like to go with, for time-wise. That, and I'm just gonna be honest here, Super Mario Dream World, that's the challenging rollback. Anyway, though, back to Doom. So, yeah, if we go ahead over here and see there's a switch on the wall, not a Nintendo Switch, but a switch, this whole area opens up here. This is where things get interesting, because I forgot that this part of the game is actually dark. Yeah, this part's completely dark, so on the one hand, it's nice. Okay, cool, I can't throw it. On the one hand, it's nice to navigate it via the map. On the other hand, it's kind of not, because you can't really see any monsters. See, there's a demon there. So that is one recommendation I have for Doom. Anybody, especially playing the old school Doom, is that if you cannot see what you're doing, which is very likely, especially in the PlayStation version, use the map. Because, you know, if you're having a hard time seeing some spaces, just use the map to navigate. You know, you'll be able to see exactly what you're doing or where you're going. So that makes it a little bit easier if you can't see rail, or you can jam up the, you know, the gamma, the brightness, whatever. Hey, we got the rocket launcher. Yeah, it's usually that's a good way to go. You just have to be careful of monsters, of course, and explosive barrels. So now we have a rocket launcher. I'm gonna save that for a little bit later in the level. But rocket launcher is actually my favorite gun in the whole game, probably. I think that it's just between the ammo being plentiful, you know, what damage it does, the fact it can give an enemy within, you know, instantly, especially a really small enemy like an imp or a zombie man. Yeah, that makes it really fun. So definitely, if you ask me, my favorite weapon in Doom, the original Doom anyway, has to be the rocket launcher. And it's just a really fun weapon to use. Hands down. Of course, you have to be careful though, so that way you end up blowing yourself up in the process. This is a rocket launcher. Also, too, there is splash damage for that, so don't forget about that. It's also helpful. Yeah, so far things have been pretty tame. I mean, I think applying on ultraviolence. I think I am anyway. And yeah, it's pretty tame so far. Doom is a tough game, but don't get me wrong. You know, I mean, I like playing ultraviolence. The only place or the only level I don't like playing ultraviolence on, I should say, episode, is Live Consumed, which I think there's a couple levels of that here in this version of Doom, but since it's not set up in like it's just set up Doom 2. But if you go play the original Doom, like on the PlayStation or the computer, whatever, you have, you know, Live Consumed. I hate playing that on ultraviolence. That's like one of the few levels or kind of packs I cannot beat with on ultraviolence. It's just way too tough, especially the beginning of the level or the opening level of the episode. I forget what it is, but it's basically a really small level, but it gets crazy really fast. So better can try and blow them up. There we go. So yeah, trying in fact to do that, or trying to beat that level on ultraviolence, at least for me, or that whole episode on ultraviolence, is just really tough. That's the one thing I cannot do on ultraviolence. Not yet, anyway. Sometimes I make it to level 2, which is not Unto the Cruel Perfect Hatred, I think that's what it's called. But the problem is that, at least for me, by the time I get to the second level, I'm so low on ammo and health and everything, I'm just pretty much shot. You know, trying to beat that is really tough. We'll talk about Nightmare in a minute, but here we go. So now we have this bridge that's opened up, and you see here now, we have a bunch of enemies. So that's what that window was earlier. If you saw that window earlier and you're just like, oh, what's that? That is basically what that window goes to. It is this whole area right here, which is jam-packed full of monsters. Nothing extremely powerful, but just a lot of monsters. A lot of monsters I'd love nothing more than to take you out, so be on guard for them. And as you see, we now have a second exit door. So yeah, this is going to lead to a secret level. I think there's one secret level per episode of Doom. I think in this version there's around 6 or 7 grand total. There's one that if I don't unlock it, which is very likely, I'm going to teleport to at the end of the series. Just because it's such a cool level. So I mean, yeah, 5 or 6 secret levels, and so they're all pretty cool. This is a military base. This is actually a little bit more challenging than what we're used to. By the way, that's always fun. It's a little bit more challenging than what we're used to for what we've encountered so far. It's really not that bad. Again, just what we have to be careful of. It's a little bit more complex, I would say. A little bit more interesting than what we've done so far. You can see there's already a yellow key card, which is interesting. Let's see here. So, I'm actually going to talk about Nightmare real quick. So, Nightmare mode, which I don't think is in the PS1 version, I think it's actually renamed Ultraviolence. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't like playing Nightmare mode on Doom. Just because, the simple fact, the enemies keep respawning. You know, if you kill all these sorts of demons, you come back and there's already more spawning in. And some people are fine with that. You know. Oh, by the way, this is Berserk. I'll show you that I can do in a minute, but some people are fine with that. But me personally, I like to have a completionist kind of thing. I like to go through each level, get everything I can, and then exit the level. And trying to do that while there's a bunch of monsters continuously spawning on an already high difficulty, I'm not very fond of that. So, yeah, Berserk. So this basically beats the living crap out of anything and everything you punch. Obviously some bigger stuff like the Barons of Hell or Cyber Demons, not near as much, but it makes your fist do a ton of damage, which is awesome. I love using this power-up, but of course, as you can probably tell, it makes you very vulnerable. So, it also has the added effect of gibbing, which is awesome. So you can see now it just wore off. But the thing is that even though it wore off, as we'll find out in a minute, just because it wore off, that actually doesn't mean anything. You can still, it's active for the whole level basically. And I'm actually gonna come back this way since there's this yellow door over there. It's basically active for the whole level until you exit the level, which is awesome. Again, it's kind of a risk versus reward thing, I guess you could say. You know, on the one hand, it's very powerful. On the other hand, though, it leaves you very vulnerable. If you're fighting off with like a demon or something like that, you have extra health to spare. It's not that big of a deal. But if you're kind of like me right now, you're kind of not doing terribly, but you're not in great shape either. Yeah, it's better just to leave it. It's a fun power-up. I mean, you have multiple different power-ups in this version of Doom. All kinds of different stuff. I think we already encountered the Soul Spear, which increases our max health, or basically gives us 100 points of health and lets us go beyond 100%. We have many others that we'll be encountering. We have many others that we'll be encountering, but Berserk to me is my favorite. And Berserk is also my favorite too, because that's the name of one of my favorite games, which is Berserk on the Atari 2600. And probably arcade and some other things. Really awesome, really simple game. Check that out. Waiting for that door to close so squash these people in the door. So like here, we now have demons popping up right around the corner. There we go. That's another thing I'm gonna say too. If you have medkit around and health bonuses around, or same with armor, try and grab the medkit first, because if you, like for example, if I grab the health bonuses first, that would have put me like 90-something% health, and would have grabbed the medkit, would have put me at 100. But as you see there, I grabbed the medkit, that put me at 100, and then the health bonuses went over that, which put me at a 102. So it's an real minor suggestion I'm gonna throw out there for any Doom players. It's pretty easy to do. That's a really good way to take care of that. Get a little bit more bang for your buck, so to speak. Let's see, more demons. See, I like these. You can use the chainsaw too. We have invisible demons here too. These guys can be really tricky to find. But yeah, like I said, this is good for your Berserk or for your chainsaw. Again, there's still a bit of a threat, but just keep an eye out. Yeah, dang it. Alright, so here, this is kind of interesting because you have a bunch of bonuses here you can grab. The downside is that it can be kind of tough to get to some of these. Chainsaw we don't need. Don't forget to, as with a lot of gaps and jumps in the area, don't forget to hold down the run button, or else you're sure you're not going to make it. So, that's, if you want to get across gaps and certain jumps, don't forget about the run button. So unless you're using no clip, there's pretty much no way you're going to get through that. Or certain areas like that, just don't forget about that. Don't forget about the jumps. For the running, I mean. Alright, so we have a couple health bonuses here. I'm gonna hunt around. I think there's a medkit right over there. So I'm gonna go get that medkit first and try and get myself up to 100%. Because like I said, if I were to grab it right now, it'd take me about 88% squish. And you know, that put me at basically 88%, then that put me at 100%. Where if I grab this first, this puts me at 100, and then we grab these, it puts me at 104, because the medkit won't allow you to go over 100. Only the health bonus as well. Alright everyone, so that's going to be the end of this episode. It's a military base and toxic, or not toxic control, but toxic refinery. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more Doom, more streams, more etc., then please like and subscribe for more like this, and I'll see you next time.